Let me call upon stage Nitin Soni.
Louder, louder, louder. Come on, louder.
दोस्तों, सक्सेस इन एनी फील्ड इज 70% साइकोलॉजी एंड 30% मैकेनिक्स. किसी भी फील्ड में, in whatever field you choose, success is all about 70% psychology and 30% mechanics.
मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, विराट कोहली ने सेंचुरी मारी थी क्या डेब्यू में? अच्छा, सचिन तेंदुलकर ने मारी, अच्छा धोनी ने मारी. But all of these three individuals are legends. In spite of the fact that they did not score century on debut. Even if you are not able to score century on debut, you can still become a legend if you take few things right. Understand this.
Why do you want to become what you want to become? Why do you want to get that success? Why do you want to get that degree? Why do you want to become a rank holder? Why do you want it? Answer your why.
They are compromising on their potential. You have amazing potential in you. Why do you want to restrict it? You're not supposed to restrict your potential. Warren Buffett has 97 different streams of income. 97. And the day I realized, the day I noticed it, I said, 97? What the hell?
What is the difference? The difference is in their psychology. That's where the entire difference lies. That's the main thing. You need to understand your psychology, your mindset. Usme kya chal raha hai? That's what you need to focus.
Excellent. And I knew I would be the top scorer in the institute. And that's exactly what I did. Each and every paper that I gave, when I came back home, I said, I'm ready for the next one. And I did that. Ready for the next one. Did that. Then I waited for my results. And on the results day, what did happen? I failed. Is it that I can do now? At the best I can study. At the best I can put in the hard work. At the best I can do whatever is possible for me to do. What else can I do?
He actually looked at the big portrait of Mount Everest and he said, Mount Everest, I know you are failing me. But the more and more you fail me, the more and more I'm getting determined that one day I'm going to stand on top of you. Do you know why, Sir Edmund Hillary said? He said, do you know why? Because you, even as Mount Everest, cannot grow any further. But I, as a human being, will keep growing. That's my message to you. Keep growing. No matter what Mount Everest you want to climb in your life, you can. If you have the right mindset and if you do not let your failures enter your mind, why? Because it's your responsibility, friends. It's your responsibility. Nobody else is going to work hard for you. Nobody else is going to bring your dream in a silver plate and say, hey, here is your dream, enjoy. No, that's never going to happen. You will have to work hard. You will have to put in the hard work. You will have to burn the midnight oil. You will have to make your dream come true. The responsibility is yours. I cannot do your push-ups for you, can I? Can I? Of course not. You will have to do your push-ups.
What do? You notice that you are not the only one who is watching that dream. You are not the only one having that dream inside you. When there are 1,000 other mothers who are having the same dream for their sons, what do you do to make the dream of your mother come true? You outwork your competition. You outwork your competition. You get up early. You work harder. You stay longer. You do whatever it takes. You got to overwork. You got to outwork. You got to outsmart everybody else. Because if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you are not getting up early, someone else is getting up early. And he is going to grab your position. He's going to grab your position. Understand this. You got to outwork your competition. If it means doing anything that you have not done till date, you should be interested in doing it. Learning techniques, learning facts, programming your subconscious, whatever it may be. Be ready to outwork your competition.
My intensity multiplied. My hunger multiplied. My seriousness multiplied. I prepared like hell. I was actually doing things that nobody around me was doing. I was studying for 12 hours a day and I said, no matter what happens on the results day, I'm going to give my best shot in this again. I studied like anything. And I did all those test papers, working studies over and over and over again. I revised over and over and over again. And I gave my exams to the best of my ability. On all the results on the screen said, pass.
Unless and until you answer your whys, you will not be able to remain motivated. You need motivation? Answer your whys. Answer your whys. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Is it because of your father? You want to make your father's dream come true? Is it because of your mother? Your mother is looking a dream for you and you want to make her dream come true? Is it because of your siblings, your brother, your sister, your other family members? Or is it probably because yourself? You say, I want to become rich because I want to prove to the world that I am a rich person and I'm not a poor person. You got to answer your whys. Why do you want to become what you want to become? Answer your whys. Because this is exactly where motivation lies. What are you waiting for? Whatever it takes. Even if it takes for you to learn something, learn it. If it takes for you to work hard, work hard. If it takes for you to get up early in the morning, get up early in the morning. If it takes for you to work in day in and day out, do it. He was a world heavyweight champion in boxing, Mike Tyson. डरते थे लोग उसके नाम से. और Mike Tyson won 37 fights back to back. अपनी लाइफ की पहली फाइट से लेकर 37 फाइट्स तक माइक टाइसन हर एक फाइट जीतता गया. एक भी फाइट वो नहीं हारा. और पीपल यूज्ड टू स्वेट बाय हिज नेम. डरते थे लोग उसके नाम से. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतना इज नो गेम. एंड ही वाज द वर्ल्ड हेवीवेट चैंपियन. 37 फाइट लगातार जीतने के बाद जो 38वीं फाइट उसकी थी वो थी अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. और ये जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस कौन था? कुछ भी नहीं. अ नॉर्मल बॉक्सर, वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. कभी भी अपने लाइफ के अंदर हेवीवेट चैंपियन नहीं बना. कभी भी उसने कोई बहुत बड़ी चैंपियनशिप नहीं जीती. वेरी नॉर्मल बॉक्सर. 38th मैच माइक टाइसन का अगेंस्ट जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस. It was a one-sided match. They said Mike Tyson is going to win anyways. सारा मीडिया हैरान, सारी दुनिया हैरान. Mike Tyson lost the match. 38th fight, Mike Tyson lost it. How come? ये कैसे हो सकता है? सारा का सारा मीडिया पागलों की तरह जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस के पीछे. बस्टिन डगलस, ये तुमने किया कैसे? How did it? You just won against Mike Tyson. Impossible. How could you do the impossible? ये किया कैसे तुमने? He said, before this match, my mother declared to the world that her son is going to beat Mike Tyson. She declared it to the world, to the relatives, to the friends, everybody, and she was extremely happy. और जेम्स बस्टिन डगलस ने कहा, माँ क्या कर रहे हो? Why are you doing that? I'm not too sure. She said, you are not sure. I am sure because I believe in my son. My son is going to beat the hell out of Mike Tyson, and my son is going to win. He said, it was my mother's dream that I beat Mike Tyson. It was my mother's dream that I become the world champion. It was my mother's dream that I become a true champion in my life by beating Mike Tyson. And not just Mike Tyson, whoever it may be. And my mother died 2 weeks before this match. He said, my mother died 2 weeks before this match. And I wanted to make her dream come true. He said, I wanted to make her dream come true. Mike Tyson के अलावा अगर वहां पर 100 Mike Tyson भी होते, उसके बावजूद मैं ये मैच जीतता. Because it was my mother's dream and I wanted to fulfill my mother's dream.
ये सोचता है कि मैं स्पेशल नहीं हूं. अगर यहाँ एक भी सोचता है कि मैं वर्दी नहीं हूं, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है उससे कि आज की शाम अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना. आज की शाम तन्हाई में अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ बिता लेना और आपकी माँ, आपके पिताजी आपको बताएंगे कि आप कितने स्पेशल हो. There is nobody in the entire world who has a fingerprint like you.
Luck, नसीब. कई मैं से देखता हूं जो अपने नसीब को पकड़ के बैठते हैं, जो ये कहते हैं कि it's only and only because of my luck. If I'm failing, it's only because of my luck. नसीब की वजह से आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं होता. तो अगर दो तरह के लोग हैं, बिलीव करते हैं नसीब, कुछ बिलीव नहीं करते नसीब के ऊपर. आप मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर आपके नसीब की वजह से ही सब कुछ होता है, अगर आपके लक की वजह से ही सब कुछ ये हो रहा है, तो मेहनत क्यों कर रहे हो? मेहनत करने की क्या जरूरत है? और अगर नसीब में नहीं लिखा तो मेहनत करके क्या उखाड़ लोगे? क्या उखाड़ लोगे? नसीब को लेकर के मत बैठो. जब आप अपने नसीब को देख करके कहते हो कि भाई कभी ना कभी तो चमकेगा, आपका नसीब आपको देख करके कहता है कभी तो समझेगा. आप नहीं समझते.
You command respect, power, recognition, social status, everything. It has amazing power. I am the king of the jungle now. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
Wow. So I guess I saw that trailer for the last time in this summit, yeah?
Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Superpower Success Summit Day 30. क्या कहूँ खुश हूं कि दुखी हूं I don't know how to I mean a lot of emotions that are in me right now, but we're going to talk about them towards the end of the session. Right now, it's about the session that we're going to hold today on this day 30th, a special session with a special guest. So fasten your seat belts. This last session is going to be as powerful as it should be. दोस्तों आज का ये सेशन होने वाला है how to be a powerful communicator. आप अगर ऑब्जर्व करें तो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग पर हमने बात की थी, हमने कॉन्फिडेंस पर बात की थी, और आज एक बार फिर पावरफुल कम्युनिकेशन के ऊपर ये सेशन. इट्स so damn important. This skill, this ability is so damn important that I can't even begin to tell you about it. I said it before, I say it again. Whatever I am today is because of my ability to communicate. शायद यही आप लोगों को पसंद आई होगी कि जो पिछले 30 दिन से मैं रोज आ रहा हूं और आपसे बक 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 जो भी कर रहा हूं. I hope all of this is making sense to you. Well, it has the last 29 days. It was amazing. मैं सेशन से जस्ट पहले सोच रहा था कि कोई गाना दिमाग में आए तो मैं गा दूं आज आपके लिए, और बैठे बैठे वाइफ ने सजेस्ट किया है गाना कि चलते चलते कट जाए रास्ते, जिंदगी यूं ही कटती रहेगा, कुछ ऐसा ही है. तो दोस्तों आज के ये सेशन में हंसते हंसते जब हम आज विदा लेंगे आपसे तो एक हाई नोट पर लेंगे, क्योंकि आज का ये सेशन एक ऐसे एक्सपर्ट, एक ऐसे शख्स के साथ है who is probably across the world one of the top public speaking expert, communicator, a powerful communicator, I would say. And he has the art. He knows all about this craft of speaking, of communication. He has it all. Well, आज जिस expert को मैं आपके सामने ला रहा हूं दोस्तों, he's an international public speaking coach. He's a communication expert of international repute. He has shared stage with legends like Tony Robbins. He's an author. He's a speaker. He's a coach. He's a mentor. He's transforming lives across the globe. Without much ado, I want to bring on screen the one and only Mr. Amandeep Tin. There you go. Amandeep, good evening. Namaskar. How are you?
I'm very blessed, Nitin. Thank you. Wow, what an energy.
Wow, thank you so much. The energy is all because of company of people like you. Amandeep, thank you so much for choosing to be a part of the summit. I'm not sure if you got a chance to have a look at what we have been trying to do for the past 29 days, but if you did, how is some views on this initiative that we took in the last 29 days and on 30th day today, man? Do you have to say anything about this initiative, this summit that me and my team, this was a dream that we saw last year, to be honest, and because of my health we couldn't do it last year, and this was back of the mind, this baggage of not being able to do it, and somehow today I feel happy though, and I want to hear it from you. How did you like this effort, Amandeep?
Well, first of all, congratulations, for running this Superpower Success Summit. I understand, the amount of effort it goes, behind the scenes to make an event like this possible. When we do 3 days, 4 days, 5 days events, there's a lot of work. You are doing 30 days, of events. So want to congratulate you and your entire team. So anybody here listening right now, live or recording, give Nitin and his team a round of applause. Yeah, for doing this. Thank you.
For the team, no doubt about that. For the team. And I really want to extend this round of applause, and I would like everybody to join me. This round of applause for experts and speakers like Amandeep, who chose to be in the summit in this entire duration of 29 to 30 days. Amandeep, I want to give you and all the previous speakers a round of applause. Thank you so very much. Let's join me, please. Thank you very much. Wow. Well, today is day 30th, and I'm really happy to have you on this final day, on the last day of the summit, Amandeep. We're going to talk about powerful communication, this ability to communicate. Amandeep, we go through our entire schooling, our education system. We learn subjects. We learn a lot about the hardcore academics. And today I was having an interaction with a very senior ISKCON devotee, and he happens to be from Prague, and he is, being a Westerner settled in India, as as a full-time ISKCON devotee. He's been here for the last 3 decades, and I was having this conversation with him, and he also threw some light on the fact about this academic not having some skills like the ones that he highlighted, and I want to highlight one here right now, which is communication. What's your take on this skill? Why is it important? Is it important? If yes, why is it important? And why is this session important today, Amandeep?
Communication, is the integral part of our life. Communication defines, who we become. And quite a lot of time, we do focus a lot on what we're about to say or what we will say. But I think, what it comes back to who we become is about what we say inside, in our brain. We all have a little voice which keeps talking to ourselves,
Yeah.
When we're not talking to anybody else, we are talking to ourselves. And based on the communication we do with ourselves is how we define the communication comes out of us. So communication is something which will make you all the single penny, you will earn in your life. Everything you will have in your life will be a lot dependent on the communicator you are. And having said that, you spoke about school and college. मुझे लगता है कि स्कूल और कॉलेज के पास जाके रिफंड मांगना चाहिए.
True. अभी तो और इन्वेस्टमेंट चल रहा है. When I look at the fees that we pay by my son's education, refund. अभी तो इन्वेस्टमेंट चालू है. I'm not even sure whether this is going to be what he would really need 20 years from now. I doubt that. And I really like when you said, Dosto, I hope you observed when he very specifically said, not just the communication that you do with the outside world, but the communication that you do with the inside world, your inside, the communication that goes between you and yourself. Now that is interesting. Amandeep, you have been training and coaching people on public speaking across the globe. You have shared stage with the best of the best. Just curious, can this be learned? Can this be learned in a session? Can people understand some strategies, some insights in a session to become a better communicator?
The answer is, of course, yes. The reason is public speaking. As a matter of fact, any skill is learnable. So public speaking doesn't require any talent. If you are listening to me right now, yes, I did say that. I'll repeat it one more time. If you thought, oh, I said it by mistake, I'm not doing any mistake here by sharing and suggesting or advising you or, letting you know that public speaking doesn't require any talent. It's a skill. And the best part about a skill is that it's transferable, it is learnable, it is duplicatable. And once you get it, it is sustainable for your entire lifetime. It's a skill which will pay you dividends for your entire journey of life. So coming back, yes, Nitin, it's a learnable skill.
That's incredible. That's amazing. So good to hear because I'm sure there are a lot of people who'd be listening to us. They'd be like, "Yaar, I'm not a born speaker. Because I'm in school, I'm in college, or wherever I am in my corporate job, I am afraid to stand in front of people. Forget about standing in people. When I am in the company of a lot of people, I hesitate to raise my hand and express my views. There must be a lot of people like that. I was one of them, Amandeep. And here is one question for you. Were you a born speaker or have you learned it in your life, this skill, Amandeep? Kaisa tha? Schooling mein, was Amandeep the best speaker in the class?
Well, during my courses, and trainings, because I bring my slides in, I show people my report cards from school days. And I have full of red, marks in my school and college days. I am one of those people, who did a few joint ventures to clear his exams. Obviously, the school doesn't like it. They call it cheating, but I like to call it joint venture.
I like the way you put it, man.
हाँ, अभी भी मेरे कुछ स्कूल फ्रेंड्स फिगर आउट कर रहे हैं. मतलब उनका ना कैसे ना कि हाथ सिर से हट नहीं रहा है. वो हैरानी में है कि भाई साहब तुमको हो क्या गया, तुमने क्या खा लिया ऐसा कि तुम ये बन गए जो तुम हो. स्कूल में तो बिल्कुल तुम डिफरेंट थे. एक मेरा फ्रेंड है उदय, हम लोग दिल्ली में मिले अभी करीबन 2.5-3 साल पहले की बात है. तो टाइम कम था, हमने एक साथ टैक्सी ले ली. तो उसने मुझे 2 या 3 बार पूछा कि भाई क्या किया तुमने, कि ये कैसे हो गया, क्योंकि तुम तो वो थे जो कि दिखते नहीं थे कभी भी कहीं फंक्शन में कुछ भी, और तुम अब पूरे स्टेज में ही नजर आते हो. तो भाई तुमको हो क्या गया? तो coming back, ये what you are asking, is that I was one of the most shy, timid, introvert person, in my school and college days. And then as you were sharing, and as I also shared, that is a skill I picked up because I was really, not getting the success I was after. I was not the guy who was able to express myself even after doing all the hard work. So I said, you know what, there has to be a way so that I can go up the ladder and be successful as a person. And that's where I started researching 13 plus years back, started learning from the right teachers and mentors, and today I'm a full-time speaker, just like you are. You communicate with people, and you generate your revenue and business from there. So that's exactly what I do on a regular basis.
This is interesting because when I interact with a lot of public speakers like you, including myself, Amandeep, कोई स्कूलिंग की अगर किसी भी दोस्तों ये सच है. And I was so happy कि चलो एक और अप्रूवल मिला इस बात पे मुझे from an international speaker like अमनदीप की ये स्किल कोई बचपन से सीखी भी स्किल नहीं है. कोई स्कूल में स्टेज के ऊपर खड़े होकर के हमने हाहाकार नहीं बचाया. हमने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया during our student days, and then later on that we were a born speaker or we were the best in school or something like that, or even if we are too bright a student. Answer is no. अक्सर मैं ये चीज ऑब्जर्व करता हूं. इसका मतलब बार बार ये रीअश्योरेंस मिलता है जो मैं आप सबको देना चाहता हूं कि ये जो स्किल है आपकी कम्युनिकेशन की स्किल, और ये स्किल आप ही के पास तो है. As humans we have this ability that we can communicate the way we do, and this is incredible. It has direct connect. This ability, this skill has a direct connect with your bank balance, and you can increase your bank balance, be happy, express yourself, transform people's life, isn't it, Amandeep? I guess more than your bank balance is the ability with which you communicate to people. ये शब्द जो कृष्णा ने कुछ शब्द कहे तो अर्जुन उठ खड़ा हुआ और महाभारत के संग्राम में जीत दिलाई. तो शब्दों की जो ताकत है वो तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अमेजिंग, और शायद एक कम्युनिकेटर ही शब्दों को उस तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर सकता है. तो बात सिर्फ मनी की नहीं है, बात ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की भी है. योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस?
Well, if you can, communicate effectively, this is what I believe, that if you can speak, you can influence people. And if you can influence people, you can change their lives. जैसे आप कह रहे थे ना कि अगर आपको शब्दों का मैजिक क्रिएट करना आता है तो आप क्रांति ला सकते हैं. ये तलवार से और किसी बॉम्ब से भी बहुत बड़ी ताकत है अगर आपको पता है कि आप कर क्या रहे हो. तो ये जगह देती है लोगों को इस ऐसे लेवल पे जहां पे काफी सारी और चीजें फेल हो जाती हैं.
No doubt about that. दोस्तों, the stage is set. And I want to go off screen now, but before I do, type in ready in the chat box. Come on, type in ready in the chat box, because I want to see if you are excited for this final session of the 30-day Superpower Success Summit with the one and only Amandeep thinned on powerful communication, how to be a powerful communicator. This session, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, नोट्स बनाइएगा. मैं हर बार कहता हूं, शायद आप कहते होंगे नितिन सर हर बार कहते हो, लेकिन repetition is the key, my friend. Repetition is the key. So notes bana lijiye, dhyan se suniye. I will come back and I'll ask some questions on your behalf to the expert. Amandeep, over to you, my friend. I take the backstage and I start taking notes, and I'm eager to listen to you. Over to you.
Thank you, Nitin. God bless you. Everybody listening right now and to the recording maybe later on. Can we have a quick round of applause, one more time for Nitin and his team to put this amazing event, Superpower Success Summit. Congratulations, guys, for doing a phenomenal job. God bless you for all the magic you have spread in on the last 30 days. It's an honor and pleasure to be with you guys today to talk about my experiences of how, one can become a great communicator. As we were discussing, it's a skill. Public speaking doesn't require any talent. That's the truth, which I have, experienced in my life over a period of many years of doing many stage speaking. Just quickly want to, ask this question, and if you can get involved in whatever capacity, by sending a comment, it'll be amazing, for you guys to get involved. How many of you here, you would say that I would like to become a great communicator and, scale up my income on a regular basis? Obviously, I'm raising my hand because I'm used to this doing on stage. If you are obviously listening to me from your laptop, desktop, phone, send in a comment saying yes. And how many of you here, you would like to, get rid of any fear you may have around public speaking? If your answer is yes, put it in the comment right now. Excellent. Thank you for doing that. Welcome, to today's session one more time on behalf of Nitin's team. I want to say, thank you for being here. It means a lot for us teachers. When people are there learning from us, that's what we do day in day out. Just want to share quickly, as Nitin was sharing about my journey, and probably you have heard about his journey too, and a lot of other great communicators and thought leaders. They were not amazing to begin with. Something they picked up on the journey to be the person they are today. So my journey, begins in a one-room house in Calcutta, almost 44 years back. That's correct. You did the right maths. I'm 44 years old. I was born and brought up, in Calcutta. So me, my parents, and my sister, I've got one sibling, my sister, elder sister. We four of us, we used to live in a one-room house in Calcutta. And if I go back to my imagination, of that one-room house in Calcutta, we didn't have any, furniture, any luxuries in the room. We just had a plain room with a rolling mattress. गद्दा, I'm sure आप हिंदी में समझती हैं ये. तो मेरी मॉम रात को वो गद्दा बिछा देती थी और सुबह वो गद्दा, उठा के साइड में रख देती थी. और किचन के लिए हमारे पास एक शेड होता था, रूम के सामने, जो मेरे पापा रेंट कर रहे थे वहां पे कैलकाटा में. और जब बारिश होती थी ना, तो चैलेंजेस बढ़ जाते थे क्योंकि वो लीक करता था ऊपर से. तो उस कमरे में रहते हुए, एक कमरे के मकान में, बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस थे फाइनेंशियल, पर वो मेरे पर्सनल चैलेंजेस नहीं थे, वो मेरे पेरेंट्स के चैलेंजेस थे. दे नीड टू मेक श्योर दैट वी हैड फूड ऑन द फ्लोर. We had a couple of clothes which was given to by our neighbors, because it was free. And that one room house my father was renting as a shelter to take care of the family was kind of okay for me at that time. My challenges growing up was different as a kid. I was a bit chubby, or rather, to put it very simple words, I was heavy boy, like I was overweight. Obviously, I became the target of being laughed and teased around by my peer group. And my biggest pain, my biggest struggle, which has made me who I am today, I am a mixed child. My father is Punjabi, very fair in complexion. And my mom, she is Bengali, very dark in complexion. And I'm a fusion of North and East India. And I grew up, from the understanding of people around me that there is something wrong with me as a human being, that I'm not pure enough as a human being. So I did everything, to fit into people's world, because we had two different groups, of kids who would play at that time. We had a Bengali group, we had a non-Bengali group, and they both would accept me saying, what, you're not one of us, go and play with your brothers on the other side. So I had all these voices, which was given to me over a period of time, which became my voice, that I'm a dull, dumb boy, good for nothing. I cannot make a difference to my life, to my parents' life. And maybe, what, nobody wants me here. So I had a plan, when I was 16 years old, I wanted to kill myself. I figured out a razor blade, kept it next to my window. And for many nights, quite a few nights, I would hold it next to my wrist. The wrist would be shaking. I would be in tears, but I was not able to do it. And then on that journey, something amazing happened, just like something is happening for you in this moment, maybe through my sharing. I got a letter dropped, from a company called Amway, network marketing company, was launching in India in 1998. And I don't know how they got my name and address, but that letter, changed my life. I went to an Amway meeting and I got introduced to personal development. And on that journey, when I understood the power of learning and growing, I kept, doing trainings after trainings, and got to, read Tony's book in 2003 when I was in Delhi, got a scholarship to come, to UK in 2006, and happened to, go to Tony Robbins' event in 2007 called Unleash the Power Within. And it is at that event, I realized the power lies within me to change my life. And I thought, what, I would like to do something similar to what Tony is doing, which is inspiring and empowering people. I made a decision, went on a journey, started figuring out how to improve my communication skills, how to get rid of my fear of, stage appearance, and how to, really add value to people's life through my learnings and, my experiences. And here I am, ladies and gentlemen, after almost 15 years, being called upon as a guest speaker for Superpower Success Summit. So if I can do it, my friend, you can do it too. Doesn't matter whether you're shy, introvert, timid person. It is a learnable skill. So coming back, I think Nitin did share about this, and I would like to add upon this is that everything in your life will be defined, by the mindset you carry. That's correct. You may have heard about a statement, and if you have heard about the statement, you can put a yes in the comment section, or probably add something else if you want to. They say think out of the box. And my mentor would use this with me 12 13 years back when I was getting trained to become a speaker. And I did a few things differently, and it worked in the moment, but later on it didn't have a long lasting impact on my mind or on my brain. And I started questioning this whole technique of thinking out of the box and then going back in the box. And then I realized, that every human being, yeah, including you, my friend, that's correct. Every human being, we have been blessed with a powerhouse. And when we can become a better manager of that powerhouse, we can create more, we can do more, we can have more in life. And what is that powerhouse is? This is that powerhouse we carry. You actually heard me correct. Your mind is your powerhouse. And when you become a better manager of your powerhouse, you can create more and do more. Now, your powerhouse, is divided into two parts as per different research. One is called the conscious part, which you're listening to me right now, and there is something called the subconscious mind, which is the major part of your mind, which does a lot of things for you automatically without you being aware of it. Right now, while you're breathing, as you listen to me, is happening through your subconscious brain. You always have sensations in our body, and if I point something called a sensation underneath your feet right now, yeah, if you're barefoot like me, or you're wearing shoes, slipper, whatever that you're wearing, underneath your feet right now, there is a sensation. Yeah, there is a feeling underneath your feet right now. As I mentioned, you become conscious about it. But even before I mentioned, it was there, but you are consciously choosing not to look into it. And that's the beauty, of how our powerhouse has been designed for us. And a lot of our decisions, a lot of our reflections to life actually comes from that subconscious mind. And when you can make that subconscious mind become more stronger and powerful, you will have a great journey on this life. And that is the reason, I think when you are born for greatness, because every human being, they say every child is aspiring to be a superstar one day. I don't know about your journey. I can tell you about my experience. When I was growing up in that one room house in Calcutta, we used to sleep on the floor, all four of us. And we had two windows. I would look through the windows and I would dream, of becoming a Bollywood star one day. Obviously, because of the wrong mentoring and coaching, I gave up my Bollywood career, when I was probably 10 years old. And I thought, I'll be a great cricket player, international player. And again, because of the wrong mentoring and coaching, I started shrinking. From international, I came down to national. Then I came down to state player for West Bengal, then district player. And then after, a few days, my cricket career went down the drain and never came back for me. And that's what happens for every human being. Every human being is aspiring to be a superstar. Doesn't matter whether they're born in India or UK or Vietnam or Pakistan or Australia or Sweden. Every child, they say, what, is aspiring to be a superstar. And this is the time, when I realized, sitting in a restaurant in London, that why do one has to think out of the box and then go back in the box? Why not just break the box, which we were to begin with, unlimited human being? And that's why, what, your dreams, your aspirations, and your intention to become a great speaker like Tony, Nitin, me, will start happening for you. Because whatever that is around you, right, it is a programming, of your mentoring. If you don't realize, your parents, in most cases, where you mentors, first mentors, and in very few cases, it could be your uncle, auntie, nanny, granny who brought you up in the first initial years of your life. And it was required. They gave you the love and care you needed, but at the same time, they gave you their limitations. They projected their fear onto you. Just, it happens for every human being. And you started drawing a limitation, somewhere in your brain. And then, you go into school, you make friends, कहते हैं ना, लंगोटिया यार, and they didn't have a different world. They had a very similar world to your world, and they project, their labeling on you based on how you look, how you do things. Like in my case, what, I was fat, I used to run slow, and my school friend thought, I would be a great goalkeeper. But obviously, for becoming a great goalkeeper, you need a lot of agility in life. So coming back, then you get conditioned by the schooling, based on certain marks you get in your schooling days. And then the culture, the religion, everything around you, the surrounding tells you in a certain way to show up. And this is what I realize, that every human being, for their dreams not to be achieved or, make it a reality, doesn't happen because, we limit ourselves into a invisible prison. And the worst part about this invisible prison, obviously you cannot see it. You carry it everywhere you go. So people like me change countries, come from India to UK, think everything is going to be hanky-dory, can't find a job, in the first few weeks. All I could get, was security and factory jobs. People change relationship, to go back to the same fights again. People change jobs, to go back into similar problems again. So you have to do something about this box. You have to break it, for you to be the unlimited human being which you are. And this is what I realized, through the training and mentoring of my teachers, that we all, limit ourselves because of the conditioning. Again, this is something I would like to repeat, and, maybe twice before I give it to you. I'm just letting you know, you can write this down, okay? Identity is not who you think you are. Identity is who you choose to be. I'll repeat that for you one more time. Identity is not who you think you are. Identity is who you choose to be. That's correct. So if you choose to be, let's say, a top Bollywood star, you can be. If you choose to be a great cricket player, you can be. If you choose to be a great business person, you can be. But in that choose word, you have to understand the passion you carry. If you don't have interest, or if it is not your passion or purpose, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. I'm not stuck up with the words in life. I give a lot of replacement words so that you understand the underneath meaning behind it. If you are not passionate about that particular skill or topic, your rational brain will always give up. So you got to have passion to begin with. You got to be okay to ask for help from the right teachers and mentors, which means you're willing to take on board at least one mentor. In some cases it could be more than one teacher or mentor. And then you're willing to be patient to do something called deep practice for hundreds of hours to few thousand hours. And then you have to be okay to be waiting for a couple of years. That's where mastery lies. They say it takes average 10,000 hours of deep practice. It takes around 10 years. It takes a help of one mentor minimum, sometimes maybe more than one, and it needs to be something you're passionate about to begin with. You will reach greatness in your life. You will reach mastery in your life. So coming back, if public speaking is something you desire to have, and I understand the reason, for a lot of people to have this, because I was one of them in the past. When I saw Tony Robbins with 11,000 people, I said, oh God, what a great experience to be on stage, and people admiring you. 10,000 people admiring you, jumping up and down, making them say yes, 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 will be a great thing. But then after a few years of being on this journey, I realized it's not about the fame, which makes you a great speaker. It's about the intention to serve, which makes you a great speaker. Because public speaking is all about adding value. Public speaking is all about, inspiring people. Public speaking is all about empowering them. Public speaking is all about leaving them better than where you found them. And if you are willing to serve them, sales, revenue, whatever that you want to do at the end, as in terms of where you want to take the audience, will kind of automatically happen for you. So coming back, public speaking is all about teaching. Okay. Now let's define the fact in the very beginning why public speaking. Something me and Nitin did talk about it in the beginning, and you realize that every single penny you will make in your life will be defined by the level of communication you carry inside you. And obviously, the external communication would also make a difference. But the biggest difference happens, through your internal communication. And that is the reason, what I did speak about mindset in the beginning, something, I elaborate and go very deep into. But you have to understand that it is your own limitations, created by the wrong kind of programming and conditioning and mentoring, which is restricting your journey right now. So you have to do something about the limitation, break it, work with a great teacher like me or Nitin, or whoever, you resonate with, to help you to break those limitations. And that's where, magic will start happening for you. So coming back to public speaking, why it is important. Public speaking gives you leverage in your life. What is leverage? Leverage is doing minimum efforts. Effort is still required. It's not that, you will sleep and make money, which you will eventually, by doing something called smart way of marketing stuff. But it's not like you can sleep forever and not ever, you can just sleep and do nothing. It's minimum efforts, but it'll give you maximum results. That's what leverage is. Okay. Public speaking, is one of the most amazing skills you can acquire, which will give you massive leverage in your life. It's called one-to-many arrangement. One-to-one arrangement is something everybody learns because of the mentoring they go through, because of their parents, school teacher, friends. We learn from society. It's okay to go into a job. And there's nothing wrong with it. Doing a job is a great thing. The only problem is that if you stay stuck in a job for the entire life, your chances of retiring is very less. They say 95% of the world population, they never retire because they are into jobs. People who are smart, they learn skills like public speaking, which is a high income generating skill, and they leverage their time where they make more money. You can multiply yourself if you know the art of public speaking. If you are addressing 100 people for 1 hour, it's not that you're doing a job or work of 1 hour. You're doing 100 hours of work in just 1 hour. So it gives you immense leverage. And I've already mentioned this, that public speaking is a high income generating skill. There are a few other skills which, comes in that category, but public speaking hits the chart at the top when it comes to high income generation. You will be surprised to know Warren Buffett. I'm sure you know Warren Buffett, he's a great investor. He couldn't speak in public. He was so scared that he would vomit, he would go unconscious in 1950s. What did he do? He take help. He took help at that time. He signed up for a Dale Carnegie training that time in 1952 for $100, which is equivalent to $3,000 right now, and learned the skill of doing public speaking. Like maybe Nitin learned, like I learned, and quite a top trainers in the world. Even Tony Robbins, learned it from Jim Brown. Everybody has a great mentor, for them to become an amazing teacher, which they look like. So coming back, if you're listening, I believe you realize the power of learning the skill, because by learning the skill you can leverage, you can multiply your time, and you can generate high income. We've already spoken about this. If you just came in here right now, or maybe you missed this point, let me remind you that public speaking doesn't require any talent. Yes, you heard me correct. I repeat, public speaking doesn't require any talent. The talent you require, you already carry it. You have a voice. You speak to your friends, family members, relatives, whatever that is. So you already have the talent. All you got to do is learn the skill, which is transferable, duplicatable, repeatable, and sustainable. Once you learn it, it'll give you dividends for your entire life. So coming back, if you have any fear of public speaking, that's something which I work with students. I have helped thousands of students to get rid of their fear of public speaking. I had people believing in the beginning of the journey that, oh, it is only a few special ones can do it, like you, Amandeep. I don't think I can ever speak in public. Like Rachna Joshi, one of our clients. Then we worked with her. Obviously, she took a bit longer compared to other people. She took good solid 10, 11 months. And then when she kept coming back and learning, she was able to overcome that fear, which you can do too as well. Okay. It's a skill which can be learned by anybody. So in my research of doing more than 900 plus workshops in the last 12 years of my speaking career, and sharing the stage with some big names like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and speaking for companies like Success Resources, I had some discoveries. And the discoveries I had, I put that into a very simple 3P formula. I call it my 3P formula. If you apply this 3P formula, you will have no fear of speaking in public. So what are these 3Ps? Can you explain it to Amandeep? Yes, we're going to give it to you today. So everybody get ready if you are listening. And can you put something in the chat like saying excited? Yeah, can you put excited in the chat right now to get access to the 3P? Something which obviously I talk about and teach at a much depth in terms of experiential learning. We have some games around it. We have that limitation right now, but we will give you, when it comes to the learning of that 3P and what is the crux or gist of that 3P is. Excellent. Thank you for getting involved. This is something, this is something my way of teaching. I love to interact with people. The first P, and this is, where I ask my students, when they come and learn from me for the first time. Thank you, by the way, for your messages. I'm receiving it. Thank you for getting involved. So yeah, give yourself a round of applause, for being so amazing. Thank you. I tell my students that for you to be a great communicator from stage, you have to do a great performance, my friend. And most people go like, yes, that's correct, Amandeep. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I know the notion in your brain is that if I go up on stage, it's about performance. And why is something, we think about performance? Because maybe, you say, okay, a comedian goes up on stage, it is performance. A rock star goes up on stage, it is performance. A singer goes up on stage to sing, is performance. Or actor or actress goes up on stage to perform. Yeah, I get it, it's performance. But when it comes to public speaking, which is all about empowering, inspiring, teaching, has nothing to do with performance. I didn't come here, with an idea to perform, in front of you. I just came here to have a conversation. I won't disagree with the fact that 10, 15%, depending on the topic, depending on what you are teaching in terms of how you're teaching it, it can be related to performance. I get it. I won't disagree with that fact. But I can tell you from my world and from the world of some top trainers, I had the blessing, to be with them in the green room and have a candid conversation for a couple of minutes, here and there, whenever they had a little opportunity. I'm one of those curious soul, would always approach, people and say, what do you think? When public speakers are on stage, what is that they channelize, or what is that they think or believe or, go through when they are about to go up on stage. And all the top communicators in the world, there is something they said, obviously, in their own style, and it felt very common theme is that they never think about performance. They come from a place to have something called prepared. I repeat, prepared. And I repeat, prepared. Structured, value-adding conversation. Conversation is something you always do, I don't know, maybe speak to your parents, brothers, sister, friends, relatives on a regular basis. It's when you go up on stage for every human being, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Why? Because you think, oh God, I have to perform. And there is a lot of, challenges to that thought. It actually makes your case worse rather than supporting you. Because when you think about performance, you make it you make it all about yourself. And when you make it all about yourself, you cannot focus on the people in front of you. They came there to be inspired by you, to learn from you, and to use something, which is you're going to give them a valuable thing. But if you think all about yourself, oh God, your ego kicks in. And when you are on an ego drive, you cannot serve people. So public speaking, if you're listening, my friend, it's all about serving people. Like, Nitin's team has been serving you for good solid 30 days now. So I hope you're listening right now and you're paying attention right now, that public speaking, when you make it a lot about just performing, it's a lot of, focus on yourself. So shift that focus, take it out of you and put it for the people in front of you. And when you do that, oh God, your journey will become at least 1% easier than when you have this performance kind of mindset in it when you go up on stage. As I already mentioned, let go of performance and come from a place to have a prepared, structured, value adding conversation. So the first P, my friend, is don't perform. Come from a place to have a prepared, structured, value adding conversation. When you do that, things will become very interesting for you. I know. You need all the fame, the popularity. I get it. I was there, almost 15 years back when I saw Tony up on stage. I wanted to have it. But then I realized that fame is a byproduct of you serving people from stage. And every time you get up on stage and you have this intention and willingness to serve people, I guarantee fame will follow you. जैसे वो कहता है ना 3 Idiots में कि बेटा काबिल बनो, सक्सेस तो झक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी. तो तुम जाओ स्टेज पे ये सोच के कि मुझे गुफ्तगू करनी है, दिल की बात दूसरों के दिल तक पहुंचानी है, दिल से. और जब दिल से बात निकलती है, दिल तक पहुंचती है, तो फेम का जादू अपने आप चलने लग जाता है. And you will be surprised, if you decide to go deep onto this journey. Public speaking is one of the most fulfilling career you can ever have. पैसे तो बन जाते हैं यार बहुत सारे कामों में, प्रॉपर्टी में, स्टॉक्स में. पैसे बनाने के बहुत तरीके हैं. जो लोग समझते हैं, वो सुन रहे हैं, वो जानते हैं, क्योंकि पैसा बनाना भी एक स्किल है. You have to learn it from the right people. People who have got real money, in my understanding, they don't really show off. I have really been blessed, to spend some moments, here and there with some top multimillionaires, in the green room behind the stage. And I can tell you, real rich people, they don't really are into show of business. So coming back, fame will follow, provided you have the intensity and the intention to serve people. So that's the first P. Obviously, we have a limited time here. I'm just checking my clock. Yeah, we have good solid, maybe 15 minutes or so. So let's carry on. The second P, because public speaking or motivational world or teaching world at the level where we teach, it's called specialized education. What we give, me, Nitin, and top trainers like Tony Robbins, it's called specialized education. We give you a crux of something which we have experienced in 10, 15 years and put it on a platter for a few days to a few hours and give it to you so that you're going to start getting benefits from it. So specialized education, motivational teaching, coaching, and by the way, India is a very booming market right now. So if you're sitting in Indian market right now, which is very highly likely the case right now, if you're listening, oh God, you're sitting on gold dust. There's so much money to be made because this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, by 2030. There is no, कहते हैं ना कमी नहीं है काम कितना काम है, but कमी है effective great teachers और trainers की. So coming back, क्योंकि ये regulated industry नहीं है और जब भी कोई आदमी stage पे जाता है ना, उसको लगता है कि मुझे ज्ञान झाड़ना है. सिर्फ ज्ञान झाड़ने से इफेक्ट नहीं करता, ज्ञान बनने से इफेक्ट ज्यादा आता है. सो द सेकंड पी, माय फ्रेंड, इज डोंट प्रीच. ये मुझे समझ नहीं आया था. आई वांट टू बी ऑनेस्ट, रेज बोथ माय हैंड्स. पहले 1-2 साल में यही कर रहा था मैं, इवन 3 साल तक भी शायद यही करता रहा मैं, इसलिए रिजल्ट्स भी ज्यादा आ नहीं रहे थे कि भाई पढ़ाना है, प्रीच करना है. अपनी जिंदगी में झांकना कम कर दिया और दूसरों को बोलना शुरू कर दिया कि भाई सुबह उठो, खाना अच्छा खाओ, ये करो, वो करो, पर रिजल्ट्स ज्यादा नहीं आ रहे थे. और फिर समझ में आया जाके कि stop preaching and become the living embodiment of your message. जब जीते जागते चलते फिरते वो मैसेज आप बन जाओगे ना, तो फिर और स्क्रिप्ट की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. दिल की धड़कनें इतनी और तेज दौड़ेंगी नहीं, क्योंकि आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस से चीजें बता रहे हो. जैसे कि मान लो आप इंग्लिश और हिंदी पढ़ना जानते हो, कोई आपको बंगाली की किताब दे दे, आप चोटी भर का जोर लगा लो, आपके अंदर से वो बंगला निकलेगी नहीं. थोड़ा कॉपी पेस्ट करके आपने इधर उधर कर दिया, काम चला दिया, वो तो परफॉर्मेंस, इसलिए तो कहते हैं ना कि एक्टर एक्ट्रेसेस करते हैं, उनको प्रॉम्प्टर मिलता है, उनको 4 टेक्स मिलती हैं, कभी-कभी 20 टेक्स मिलती हैं, 30 क्रू मेंबर्स हेल्प कर रहे हैं, दे आर परफॉर्मिंग। और परफॉर्मिंग से क्या होता है, यू कैन ओनली इम्पैक्ट पीपल बाय वाचिंग अ मूवी लाइक लेट्स से थ्री इडियट्स और व्हाटएवर दैट इंस्पायरिंग मूवी फॉर अ कपल ऑफ आवर्स, पीपल लीव द हॉल, the day passes by. For most people that inspiration or motivation is gone. For some people it could be few days, but when you actually speak from stage at that intensity with the intention to serve them, and you shake their world up, oh god, transformation starts happening for them. So coming back, the second P is don't preach, become the living embodiment of your message, which I say, you know what, you need to go back and check your life, that are you the student of your own processes? So let's ask that question to myself right now. Am I the student of my own processes right now? Am I coming from a place to have a conversation with you guys? Well, absolutely yes. Am I following all the things I'm telling you? Most of it. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I can never ever be perfect. I always, tell my students that aim for perfection, but settle for excellence. And if you listen carefully, I never said do a very lousy, mediocre job. I'm saying, you know what, do an excellent job, but then you will never ever be perfect. And that is the problem people have, like I had, in the past. And Nitin might be listening right now. It took me 4 years, to get my book published. Why? Because I had this kida, inside me, ki perfect hona hai. Perfect ab kabhi bhi nahi hoge. I'm not saying do a lousy job, do a great job, excellent job, and that where it will be. So coming back, when you become the message, it actually comes across through you to people. They can feel it, not just hear it. And that's where magic happens. It is not information anymore, it's transformation for people. And that's where the money is. If you want to become a great paid speaker, you have to bring transformation to people's life. You have to be in the business of getting results to people. And that's where they will pay you for. Yeah, people say, oh, just flapping your mouth, you can make a lot of money. It is, if you look at it from the surface level. But they say, you know what? Every madness has a method to it. So there is a method to the madness. That's the second P, my friend. And again, we take people through a very experiential journey to understand this, because I have a few tricks and games, which I do in my workshops, because it is very interactive for people to understand this. If you're listening, and I hope and pray that you're making notes at the deepest level, it is just not you're listening at the surface level. You will start going back to your craft, whatever that topic you want to speak on, niche, whatever that you are in or plan to be in. You will start going deeper and deeper in terms of becoming that experience and then teaching it to the world. Okay, that's where it will become powerful. The third P is a very interesting one and a very powerful one. They have done a research that for most people to give up on their dreams and not even attempt for once is the reason that people have the fear of rejection. Yeah, you heard me correct. रिजेक्शन का इतना फियर है लोगों के अंदर कि लोग एक बार भी अप्रोच नहीं करते. मान लो कि जो स्टॉक को, अगर आपकी जिंदगी में आपने everybody has gone through a lot of pain and struggles in their life to be where they are, and this is what I believe, every story is worth sharing. That's correct, my friend. Every story is worth sharing. You know what you've been through, and when the world listens to your story, they'll be inspired. They say there is no human being, I repeat, there is no human being on planet Earth who would not care for you if they really understood your journey, if they really knew your story. So your job is to bring that story in the most effective way that it is mesmerizing and captivating. For most people, what they do, they do a boring, dragging way of storytelling. Again, if you're listening, this is not something I'm planning to go for, something which I do. My brain is very specially designed to craft great stories for my students, and for communicators. There are a lot of trainers, who have taken my help to get their story designed. So coming back, if you're listening, storytelling, is something you need to learn, which we will maybe talk about some other day. But coming back, keeping it to the final P, rejection, which stops people from actually going up on stage or approaching Josh Talks and sending them an email saying, what, I would like to come and add value to you, to your listeners, or TEDx. You don't realize this, for TEDx, you can actually nominate yourself. A lot of people, when they go to that website, they don't even think about nominating themselves. They think, what, nomination means nominate somebody else. Arey bhai, nominate yourself first. And then, you can nominate other people as well. So coming back, rejection is waiting out there loud for you if you are planning to be in front of people. That is bound to happen. Doesn't matter how amazing you are, doesn't matter how great you are, doesn't matter how much heart you have to serve and improve people's life. Few people won't be able to get it. And understand, people who hate you or reject you, in most cases, they would like to have what you have. At a very deeper level, at a subconscious level, they are your biggest fan. Yeah, biggest fan. You heard me correct. Because they can't have what you have, they just say maybe whatever that thinks about you. So coming back, if you are planning to go up on stage and speak, there will be always rejection waiting out for you. And the final P, this is what I tell my students, that don't take rejections personally and make it final. No rejection is personal until you make it personal. Let's say, as an example, you were selling this pen, okay? And you came to me and said, you know what, Amandeep, is one of the greatest pen you can have. You can make some great notes, blah, blah, blah. And I say, you know what? No, I was looking, for a razor light in a pen. So I would probably buy one which has got a razor light in it. I don't think, this pen is for me. So I'm so sorry, I'm not buying it. So I rejected the pen because it hasn't got a feature I was looking for in the pen. For most people, what do they hear? They don't hear, that the pen has been rejected. They hear, oh, Amandeep rejected me. Yeah, that's what happens for most people. And actually comes from your conditioning, your childhood conditioning. I say, what? Most people, they have done a PhD in self-sabotaging. Yeah, I repeat, most people have done a PhD in self-sabotaging. When you understand that, and when you work on yourself and take help of a teacher, and you be, with the right-minded, like-minded people who are willing to learn and grow, your journey would look very different. As Nitin was sharing, and I also shared, maybe one day, I will get to show you my report cards, which I do, bring it in my slides. I had a lot of red marks and a lot of circles in my report card for many years. My school teachers thought, what, I would not count for anything in life. So they were really worried about me. My parents were very much worried about me because they did everything, in their power to send me to English medium school. When I was 9 years old, I was shifted from a Hindi medium to an English medium school. My father had to take, loans from our neighbors because they didn't have enough money and they couldn't send my sister. So I was chosen over my sister to go and study in English medium. After all the hard work I did, for good solid, 10, 12, 13, 14 hours of studies, I never scored, forget about great marks, good marks, not even, average passing marks in most subjects. Because the way I was learning was not suitable for my style of learning. And that's the reason, I'm a big researcher on communication skills. And this is, this is what I like to do for people, give them the voice they have. And then, if they would like to monetize it in terms of sharing it, with the world, they can do that too. So coming back, let's do a recap. If you're listening right now, no techniques, works for any human being until unless the mindset has been sorted. So I hope you were listening, when I said that you go through limitations in your life, you go into an invisible prison and you have to find a way to work with some great teachers to break those limitations. When you break those limitations, your book project, which you plan to write, will come out. By the way, if you are listening, you have a book inside you. Every human being has got a book inside them, and you must write a book. And coming to the fact that if you want to break that limitation, how it happens, but it actually happens when you are willing to sustain the pressure. Nobody has grown, without the pressure. For most people, when they get pressure in their life or a challenge is thrown at them, they retreat back. They go and watch a TV or complain, call up a friend or a family member and complain, moan and bitch. But for people like you and me, maybe, if you're listening right now, you're one of those people who are willing to learn and grow, and you are willing to take help from a teacher. You sustain. And when you sustain, you break through your own limitations. When you go out of your own limitations, it's not that physically you change. You're still the same person, but inside you, something shifts. You have more courage. You have more experience, you have more knowledge, and what I say, you have evolved as a human being. And that's where magic happens for you. So coming back to the 3P, let's do a quick recap. Again, remember, you have to work on your mindset. That's only the time this 3P will be helpful for you. So work on your mindset. The first P is when you approach the stage next time, from this point onwards, if you're listening to me, it's not performance. So don't perform. Come from a place to have a prepared, structured, value-adding conversation, because public speaking is all about inspiring, empowering, and motivating people. The second P, because it's a non-regulated industry across the globe, not just for India or UK, everywhere, pretty much. Don't preach. Become the message. When you become the message, it will flow through you. And the final P is, it doesn't matter who you are, you're bound to be rejected by a few people. Very small minority of people are always there who are not happy with themselves, and they project that unhappiness on everybody. What I call, they have something called a mismatch expectation from others, which is actually they have with themselves. They are they are critical of their own self, and that's what they project on others. I mean, some people don't understand rejection is an integral part of life. If you're listening right now, there are a few people you don't like personally. If you're listening right now, you have put the phone down on a telecaller. You have rejected people, and that's something will come back to you. If you want to become a great public speaker, rejection is definitely happening. I just want to quickly share, one of the incidents that you can be rejected even before you're born. And some people get surprised that how can somebody be rejected when they're not born? Let me explain it to you. In 1977, when my mom was pregnant, with me in that one-room house in Calcutta, obviously after a few months, it was obvious that a baby is coming. I already had, elder sister before me, my sister, my sibling. She had a lot of pressure from family, my father. My father is a changed human being now, and especially from my grandparents, that it should definitely be a boy, which is not in her control and not in my control too. Well, luckily, I came out as a boy. But if I did come out as a girl, 50% chances are there, that I could have been a, female gender. Then boom, I would have been rejected then and there. So you know what? People at times even get rejected when they're not born. So rejection is an integral part of life. If you want to do some great things in your life, it gotta be okay to keep knocking the doors and be okay, when people give you rejections, to still keep moving onwards, keep moving forward. I want to share one thing with you before I end this session here. And Nitin, will be joining me, and maybe he would like to pick up my brain on a few questions. This is what I love. What Rabindranath Tagore says. One of the poems I learned in my school days in Kolkata, that Jodi tor dak shune kyo na ashe tobe ekla cholo re. There's a Hindi version to this as well. I think Amitabh Bachchan sang it, which means that when nobody is believing in you and then nobody's willing to travel with you on that journey, you keep marching forward, because you have to believe in yourself to begin with. You have to be your biggest fan. If you do not trust and believe in the dreams and aspirations you have in your life, don't expect, your loved ones, your friends, your relatives to believe in them. You have to be the one to begin to believe in them, and then the magic will unfold on your journey. So, my friend, I would like to end with this statement. If you are planning to become a public speaker, or if you are one right now and you want to improve further, you are the best public speaker for the person who accepts you as their public speaker, or you are the best mentor for the person who accepts you as their mentor. Thank you very much, for being here with us today.
Wow. Amandeep, you blew my mind today. Come on, let's give it away. Wow. And I'm sure we can't hear the applaud, the thunderous applaud that everybody must be giving to you right now from wherever they are, whichever part of the country or the world they are. I'm sure they would be. And I can see, friends, let me know, everybody. Let me know in the chat box, how was this session? For me, it was absolutely terrific. I was just flowing with the flow. His story, Amandeep, I want to really thank you for sharing your life story, because I was flowing. I was born when you were born. In the story, I felt like I was born, and whatever you were going through, I felt I was going through, and what happened to you, I felt happened to me, and I can't. I mean, I was smiling throughout the session, and I was thoroughly enjoying it. I once again want to say thank you so very much for adding tremendous value in this beautiful conversation that you did today. Thank you so very much, Amandeep.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, few questions. Question is, a lot of people, they have this, because of rejection, maybe because of their conditioning, because of their environment, because of they haven't really seen any breakthrough, or nothing has happened in their life. Somehow over the years, when they spend and they live their life, they accept, they believe that they can't do it. They say, yes, it's doable. What you're saying is doable, but may not be for me, for somebody else. And they would take this message and they'll say, you know what, aisa karke, you can become a powerful communicator. Main nahi ban sakta, because of that some blockage, something here that inherently, internally says, I can't do it. Maybe this is not for me. I want to, but I can't do it. Not for me. इस पर क्या कर सकता है कोई शख्स, अमनदीप, जिसके अंदर ये बार बार उठे कि आई कांट डू इट, ये मेरे लिए नहीं है. मैसेज अच्छा है, बात सही है, नॉलेज परफेक्ट है, मेरे लिए नहीं है, शायद मैं आई एम नॉट द, इसके लिए ठीक रहेगा, हाँ तू कर सकता है। इस पर मैं सुनना चाहूंगा आपसे कि जब ऐसा थॉट प्रोसेस हो तो क्या करना चाहिए और इसको कैसे ओवरकम करें।
सॉरी, थोड़ा सरकाज़म हूं मैं। तो घर जाओ, सो जाओ, सपने देखना बंद कर दो। कम से कम शिकायत करना तो बंद कर दो ना, कि मेरी ज़िंदगी बदल नहीं रही है। बदलना तो खुद आपको ही पड़ेगा।
ट्रू।
पर मैं आपसे हमदर्दी करता हूँ, जो भी ऐसे सिचुएशन में है, मैं मान सकता हूँ। क्योंकि जब मैंने जर्नी शुरू की थी, तो कई सारे ऐसे ऑब्जेक्शंस आए थे कि भैया आप मिलियन डॉलर हाउस में रहते हो, क्या आप बहुत महँगी गाड़ी चलाते हो, क्या रोलेक्स की घड़ी पहनते हो, अरमानी का सूट खरीद सकते हो? तो मैंने कहा नहीं, ये सब तो मैं कर नहीं सकता। तो उन्होंने कहा कि घर जाओ, तुम स्पीकर नहीं बन सकते। तो आपको ये हमें सोचना चाहिए कि टोनी रॉबिन्स ने तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया ना, 40 साल पहले। कहीं तो शुरुआत की होगी। लेस ब्राउन के पास भी कोई महँगी गाड़ी नहीं होगी जब शुरू की होगी। आई एम श्योर आपके साथ भी ऐसा कुछ हुआ होगा, हमारे साथ भी ऐसा कुछ था। तो हम सबने कहीं न कहीं जर्नी शुरू की थी। तो कमिंग बैक, जो आपने कहा ना कि ये सारा खेल जो है बिलीफ का है। अगर आप
जी
सोचने लग जाते हो, मानने लग जाते हो कि ये हो सकता है,
जी
तो ये होता है। अब ये जितने भी लोग सुन रहे हैं, एक जैसे कहते हैं ना कि लाइव एग्जांपल है, आपकी लाइफ भी बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है। एक बच्चा कलकत्ता के एक कमरे के मकान से उठ के आता है, ढंग से इंग्लिश बोलनी नहीं आती है, ठीक है ना? लोगों को उसकी ओरिजिनैलिटी के बारे में प्रॉब्लम है कि भैया तुम अपने पंजाबी दिखते नहीं हो। अरे भाई, ये पंजाबी दिखना होता क्या है? आज तक समझ नहीं आया, राइट? तो तुम्हारा रंग काला है भैया, तुम्हारी पंजाबी जो है बड़ी हिंदी टाइप पंजाबी बोलते हो, ठेठ गाँव वाली नहीं बोलते हो। तो जो भी था, सारे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होने के बाद वो लड़का वहां से चल के अपना नाम टोनी रॉबिन्स सक्सेस रिसोर्सेज के बड़े बैनर में कहीं ना कहीं जोड़ लेता है, एक अपने अपने हिसाब से। तो अगर वो कर सकता है, जब वो अनपढ़ माँ बाप होने के बावजूद एक अच्छी इंग्लिश में इंटरनेशनल स्टेज पे जाके बात कर सकता है, तो मेरे दोस्त तुम भी कर सकते हो, प्रोवाइडेड यू आर विलिंग टू वर्क ऑन योर सेल्फ एंड यू आर विलिंग टू से आई नीड हेल्प। कि क्या नितिन सर आप मेरे मेंटर बन सकते हो, क्या अमनदीप आप मुझे टीच करा सकते हो, क्या और कोई ऐसा ट्रेनर है जिससे रेजोनेट करते हो, क्या मैं क्या करूं उनके लिए कि वो मेरे को पढ़ाएं सिखाएं और मैं उनके साथ वैसा बन जाऊं। एंड कमिंग बैक, वन मोर थिंग आपने मेंशन किया था, वो मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि विल पावर अच्छी चीज है, पर हम इंफॉर्मेशन एज में नहीं रहते। करीबन 25-30 साल होने वाले हैं कि हम नॉलेज बेस्ड इकोनॉमी में है, कंटेंट बेस्ड इकोनॉमी में है। इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत जल्दी एक्सचेंज करती है, हैंड नहीं, दिमाग पे। सो आपका एनवायरनमेंट बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है आपकी लाइफ के लिए। जैसे कि मेरी बेटी है, 4.5 साल की है, उसकी इंग्लिश सुन के कभी कभी मुझे कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाता है। क्योंकि वो यहाँ पैदा हुई है, एक इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग नेशन में। हमारे आसपास दोनों तरफ गोरे रहते हैं, और स्कूल जहाँ जाती है वहाँ पूरा इंग्लिश सिखाते हैं। कभी कभी ऐसे एक्सप्रेशंस देती है वो आकर, मुझे लगता है अरे बाप रे, ये कैसा एक्सप्रेशन था, कि मुझे ही थोड़ी होमवर्क करनी पड़ेगी समझने के लिए। क्योंकि उसका एनवायरनमेंट इतना अमेजिंग है, उसको हिंदी पंजाबी आती है और वो बोलती भी है अच्छी खासी। पर अगर उसको फ्रीडम दे दी जाए ना, तो वो आई थिंक बहुत कंफर्टेबल फील करती है इंग्लिश में बात करने के लिए। तो ये एनवायरनमेंट आपका प्ले करता है आपकी लाइफ में रोल, कि आप क्या बन जाते हो। आई से व्हाट, योर एनवायरनमेंट विल प्ले अ बिगर रोल कंपेयर टू योर विल पावर। विल पावर अच्छी चीज है, पर वो आपको फिनिश लाइन तक नहीं लेके जाएगी ज्यादातर लोगों के लिए। कुछ लोग बने होते हैं, माइक्रो मैनेज कर लेते हैं, वो इतने इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होते, बट ज्यादातर लोग वो इन्फ्लुएंस होते हैं। इसलिए एनवायरनमेंट डिफाइन करो माय दोस्त, क्योंकि जो 5-6 लोगों के साथ वक्त बिताते हो ना बहुत ज्यादा, अब वैसे बन जाते हैं, आपको पता नहीं लगता। तो अगर कम्युनिकेटर बनना है, तो नितिन अमनदीप के साथ घूमोगे तभी बनोगे, और जिन लोगों के साथ तुम घूम रहे हो वो तुम्हें कम्युनिकेटर नहीं बना सकते।
ठीक बात है। आई थिंक आई 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 एग्री विद यू। और इस पर मैं एक बात और अमनदीप पूछना चाहता हूं आपसे, एंड स्पेशली व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट स्पीकिंग, क्योंकि क्योंकि कई बार जैसे आपने कहा कि गेट अ मेंटर। I know the importance of a mentor in your life. If you get a guru, if you get a coach, there's nothing like that, because consider yourself blessed that there is somebody who is willing to help you. इससे बड़ी क्या बात होगी? खतरनाक सिचुएशन वो है, worst situation where there is nobody that you can look up to, nobody is available to guide you. Unbelievable. ये बहुत टफ है। तो अब यहां पर एक कई बार ऐसा एक चीज आती है जो है इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेकर। अमनदीप, आई रियली वांट टू टेक योर थॉट्स ऑन दिस। पीपल आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल इन्वेस्टिंग इन अ कार or an air conditioner in their house, LCD, जो जितनी बड़ी दीवार नहीं उतना बड़ा टीवी। वीडियो तो बनानी है लेकिन स्मार्टफोन से शुरू नहीं करना। फैंसी से फैंसी कैमरा होना चाहिए, boots and suits and all of that. They are willing to invest. They are willing to maybe travel book a flight ticket, all of that. But they're not willing. I don't know, maybe because of the environment. And there are very few people that I've known, that I've seen. You definitely one of them. I have invested a lot of money. Why do people hesitate to invest their time and their money and their energy on their self-development? I see it very often when I interact with people. Investment is something that stops people. No matter how big or small the investment is, irrelevant. It stops people. यहाँ पर आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? What should they? How should they process? What should be the ideal thinking of anybody who's looking for any transformation but hesitating for investment?
I think for that you need to learn investment. इन्वेस्टमेंट में क्या होता है, ROI होता है, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट। और अगर आपने रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी की किताब नहीं पढ़ी है तो हाईली रिकमेंडेड कि आपको पढ़नी चाहिए, रिच डैड पुअर डैड। और हो सके तो हर साल 2 बार पढ़ लीजिए, 2-3 बार, क्योंकि रिपीटेशन, हाँ, विद स्पेसिंग क्रिएट्स मास्टरी। जब पहली बार पढ़ते हैं तो 5% ही समझ में आता है, दूसरी बार पढ़ेंगे तो 8% जाएगा, तीसरी बार 11 जाएगा, ऐसे करते करते परसेंटेज बढ़ती चली जाती है। और ऑब्वियसली सिर्फ बुक पढ़ने से भी नहीं होता, आपको एक्टिवली किसी के साथ लग के सीखना ही पड़ता है। बुक एक लेवल तक हेल्प करती है, उसके बाद नहीं हेल्प करती, मोमेंटम नहीं लाती इतनी लाइफ में। सो कमिंग बैक, एक क्वाड्रेंट है जिसके बारे में रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी बात करते हैं कि आपको एम्प्लॉय बनना चाहिए, किसी के रिस्क पे, एक्सपीरियंस पे सीखना चाहिए, फिर धीरे धीरे अपना बिजनेस शुरू करना चाहिए और उस बिजनेस को फिर स्केल अप करके प्रॉपर बिजनेस बनाना चाहिए सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट से। और जब बिजनेस पैसा बनाए तो उससे निकाल के आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट पोर्टफोलियोज में डालना चाहिए, जैसे प्रॉपर्टी, क्रिप्टो, जो भी आपको समझ में आता है और जिसमें आपकी रुचि या इंटरेस्ट है। The same guy, talks about one of the most important investment to make in the very beginning of your journey is to invest in yourself and not just stop there, but keep doing it. I'm sure आपके साथ भी ये होगा, मेरे साथ तो है ही है कि हर साल अभी भी एटलीस्ट 2 ट्रेनिंग्स, नहीं तो एक तो करनी ही करनी है हर हाल में। एक एडवांस लेवल की ट्रेनिंग करनी है, एक एडवांस मेंटर के साथ छोटे ग्रुप में, क्योंकि अब हम वो स्टेज पे नहीं रहे कि भैया हजारों के साथ बैठे हैं और एक इनिशियल ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, वो स्टेज चला गया है। कमिंग बैक, आपने बताया कि आपने बहुत सारी इन्वेस्टमेंट की है इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिफरेंट कोर्सेज। कभी कभी लोग मुझे पूछते हैं, मेरे पास पूरा प्रूफ है, मेरे पास सारे इनवॉइसेस पड़े हैं, जिसके अगर आप पूरा जोड़ेंगे तो करीबन 1 लाख पाउंड बनता है, रुपीज नहीं, 1 लाख पाउंड बनता है ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 10-11 ईयर्स, जितने ट्रेनिंग्स हमने की हैं। पर अगर आप देखोगे कि उस 1 लाख पाउंड का इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या बना है, तो जो आप मिलियन क्रॉस कर गए हो अपना घर मिला के, कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज और आपने खरीदी है यूके में, वो नहीं होती अगर मेरा प्रॉपर्टी मेंटर मेरे साथ नहीं होता। और ऐसा नहीं कि वो सब कुछ आसान हो गया, उसमें भी बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस आए हैं और वो गाइड करने के लिए रास्ते में खड़ा हुआ था। सो कमिंग बैक, इफ यू आर लिसनिंग, you have to understand something called ROI. If I invest, let's say 50,000 or 1 lakh today, what is the return I can get, over a period of 5 to 10 years time? And they have seen that for people who invest in specialized education, people who invest in themselves, they are always better off in the long run. Short term gratification किसी को आ सकता है, किसी ने LCD ले ली, बड़ी कार ले ली, तो आपको लगेगा यार ये तो आगे बढ़ रहा है। मैं आपको बता सकता हूं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से कि ज्यादातर मेरे जो स्कूल फ्रेंड्स हैं वो ये कहते हैं कि भाई तेरे ऐसी लाइफ चाहिए अपने को। क्या होटल में तुम जाते हो, क्या खाते हो, क्या वीडियोस डालते हो यार, छुट्टी कभी भी ले लेते हो, कभी भी तुम कुछ करने लग जाते हो, हम तो निकल ही नहीं सकते जॉब से। जॉब उनकी रीजनेबली अच्छी है, पर कहते हैं ये जो फ्रीडम बेस्ड लाइफ है ना भाई, ऐसी चाहिए, लाइफ चाहिए अपने को। तो ये लाइफ बनाने के लिए काम करना पड़ता है। एक ऐसा स्टेज था जहां पे काफी लोग लग रहा था कि अमनदीप पीछे छूट गया है, अरे भाई उसको देखो, इसको देखो, बट आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन माई सेल्फ। तो अगर आप अपने ऊपर काम करने को तैयार हो, अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट माइंडसेट, ग्रोथ माइंडसेट को थोड़ा और बढ़ावा देते हो अपने अंदर, तो वो फिर आपको आगे रिटर्न्स दे सकती है। तो आपको वो स्मार्ट इन्वेस्टर बनना है जिसमें कि कहते हैं ना कि टाइम लग सकता है थोड़ा, डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर यूनिक जर्नी। कुछ लोग कुछ महीनों में कर लेते हैं, कुछ लोगों को थोड़ा साल लग जाता है, कुछ को कई साल लग जाते हैं। पर जब आप यू विल अराइव ऑन द अदर साइड, इट विल बी अ वेरी सैटिस्फाइंग, फुलफिलिंग lifestyle you will have, as a communicator, as a teacher, as a business person, and everything around, would look great, provided you're willing to invest in yourself. तो यही मैंने सीखा है और यही किया लाइफ में।
बिल्कुल, I completely agree. And friends, it's true. So be very comfortable. Take out time and make some budget, whatever you want. Take out some money for yourself and for your self education. Invest on yourself. It could be anything. But do that. Yeah. Even if it means that you if you're tired, go out and have a session in a spa. Invest on yourself. Yeah. it's extremely important. Amandeep, I wish I could go on and on. I've just been blessed, and I've said it multiple times in this summit to a lot of speakers, today being no exception whatsoever. Once again, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for choosing to be a part of the session, and coming here today and sharing all of this amazing ideas in the summit and making it super special, the last day super special. Amandeep, before you go, any last words for the audience today?
Thank you, by the way, for having me here, guys. Again, I've said this. God bless you, give you more power, more energy. You guys keep doing, the magic, spread the inspiration and motivation and the empowerment which the world needs the most right now. So thank you for putting this event together. The last words, parting words, I would like to say, my friend, something I learned the hard way. That be madly, deeply in love for the person you are. People say that fall in love with yourself. I rather like to say, rise in love for the person you are. Accept and approve of yourself for who you are. And when you completely accept yourself, कहते हैं ना कि पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाएगी आपको वहां तक पहुंचाने में. So that's what I would like to say, that all great successful people, all great communicators in some of the other capacity are the people who loved themselves for who they are. So be in love with yourself and the magic will unfold. I guarantee, I'm not promising, I guarantee if you do that.
And this guarantee is by the one and only Amandeep Then. Thank you so much, Amandeep. Once again, we'll see you soon. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that was Amandeep, and what a session it was. क्या कहा इन्होंने, समझ आया? गा के बताओ इन्होंने क्या कहा अंत में जाते जाते. इन्होंने जाते जाते कहा कि तुम सा कोई प्यारा, कोई मासूम नहीं है. क्या चीज हो तुम, खुद तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है. तो दोस्तों, आज चला लीजिए. अभी इस सेशन के इमीडिएट बाद में चाहता हूं कि YouTube पर जाएं, इस गाने को बजाएं, शीशे के सामने खड़े हो जाएं और देखें अपने आप को और मुस्कुराएं और कहें अपने आप से, तुम सा कोई प्यारा, कोई मासूम नहीं है. क्या चीज हो तुम, खुद तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है. और ये सेल्फ लव जो उमड़ेगा ना आपके अंदर, यही अमनदीप ने अभी कहा, ये जो सेल्फ लव जब उमड़ेगा ना आप में, तो फिर आप हेजिटेट नहीं करेंगे कि यार मैं अपने ऊपर इन्वेस्टमेंट करूं कि ना करूं, मैं सीखूं कि ना सीखूं, मैं अच्छा हूं कि नहीं हूं. मैं कह रहा हूं तुमसे कोई प्यारा, कोई मासूम है ही नहीं. और अगर नहीं है तो दिखा दो दुनिया को ये बात, दिखा दो दुनिया को ये बात. और दोस्तों, जो कुछ भी आपने आज के सेशन में या पिछले 30 इस पूरी समिट में लर्न किया है, अब knowledge without action is not, you can't just keep on accumulating something. We tried our best to give you what you need. आप हैरान हो जाएंगे ये जान के. I was just looking back today. I was looking back at this summit and I was like, man, ये सब हो गया, ये कब हुआ, ये कब शुरू हुआ, ये खत्म कब हुआ सफर, महसूस नहीं हुआ. और पिछले कुछ दिन तो ऐसे चले गए, I don't know. मैं थोड़ा सा रिकैप करता हूं और आपको रियलाइज होगा कि हम क्या जर्नी हमने कवर की दोस्तों लास्ट 30 दिनों में. आप देखिए, शुरुआत हमने की बीएसआर के साथ. भूपेंद्र सिंह राठौर was so kind to kickstart the summit for us with his incredible session on reprogramming the subconscious mind. इसके बाद अंजुम जी आई और उन्होंने हमें सिखाया how to be happy. That was day 2. देखिए, गौर करिए, देखिए क्या अमेजिंग जर्नी हमने कवर की पिछले 30 दिनों में. तनुश्री जी ने सिखाया हमें how to have strong relationships. पब्लिक स्पीकिंग पर बात की सोनू सिंह ने. मैजिक ऑफ राइटिंग हमें सिखा गई इरावती जी. विनीत शर्मा आए और हमें वेट लॉस और हेल्दी लिविंग के सीक्रेट्स बताए. बिजनेस का ज्ञान दिया हमें अमित पारिक ने. स्टेज कॉन्फिडेंस की बात की गोपिका ने. मॉर्निंग हैबिट्स पर के टॉपिक में जान फूंक गए अरुण सिंह जी. पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट के लिए आए थे शांतनु कोलकाता से. डिसीजन मेकिंग मैल्कम स्टीफन. व्हाट अ सेशन इट वाज. सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग शुभम मित्तल. स्पिरिचुअलिटी था 13वें दिन का टॉपिक, जिस पर लीना प्रभु ने हम सबका दिल जीता. दोस्तों, 14वें दिन डिजाइन योर ड्रीम लाइफ बाय मिस्टर पीयूष कोटक. 15वें दिन हमने बात की पेरेंटिंग की प्राची सचदेव के साथ. हमने सीखा how we can avoid breast cancer, and there was this incredible insight that was shared by Miss Lale Busheri from Pune. Women empowerment पे बात की ज्योतिका ने. स्ट्रेस एंजाइटी को कैसे दूर रखेंगे डॉक्टर सुवर्णा तांबड़े ने हमें ये बताया. और डेस्क योगा, याद है आपको डेस्क योगा, किस तरीके से आपको बैठे बैठे you got to take care of your body and your movements. डॉक्टर दीपांकर दास हमें सिखा गए. पैशन, आप आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे, व्हाट इज योर पैशन. वी टॉक्ड अबाउट पैशन थिंग थ्रू मिस्टर बिनॉय जॉन. हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल के सीक्रेट्स बताए विश्वास ने. इमेजिन लुक एट दिस. 22nd day was mindfulness meditation by Deepika Agarwal. Inner transformation next day by Sumit Sood. Time management next day by Gaurav Varmani. इसके बाद हमने बात की 10x your productivity की सुदेशाई. Millionaire habits तारेश भाटिया. Astrology, numerology त्रिनंदन. काव्या जो हमारी यूनिक स्पीकर थी इस पूरे सेशन में उन स्टडी स्किल्स पर बात करके गई. कल हमने बात की फेलियर टू सक्सेस. अजय शर्मा ने जैसे जैसे एक मुद्दों में जान सी फूंक दी उन्होंने अपने सेशन से. हमें बता दिया कि फेलियर नाम की कोई चीज ही नहीं है. और आज अमनदीप ने ये फाइनल सेशन करके हम सबका दिल जीत लिया. दोस्तों 30 दिन का ये सफर आज खत्म होता है और मैं कहूंगा ये फुल स्टॉप नहीं, ये कॉमा है. कॉमा क्यों? क्योंकि फिर आएंगे पार्ट 2. आजकल पार्ट 2 का सीजन चल रहा है दोस्तों. पुष्पा पार्ट 2 और केजीएफ पार्ट 2 के बाद हम लौटेंगे आपका ये जो प्यार, ये लव जो आपसे मिला है ना पिछले 30 दिनों में, ये जो एप्रिशिएशन, ये जो कुछ भी आपने हमें दिया, ये आई कांट टेल यू कि दिस हैज इंस्पायर्ड मी. Can you see my energy right now? Is it the 30th day or is this the 3rd day? Well, I think we just started. We have just started and I'm telling you this. We'll be back. We'll be back. लेकिन ये मोमेंट है दोस्तों थैंक करने का. ये मोमेंट है थैंक करने का उस ऑलमाइटी को जिसने ये इंस्पिरेशन दिया कि हम ये करें. आप सोच कर देखिए. मैं कहता हूं मेरा इनिशिएटिव नॉट एट ऑल. ये उसकी इच्छा थी. वो चाहता था कि ये समिट हो. वरना एक बात बताइए 30 दिन में कोई नेटवर्क इशू नहीं. आप हैरान हो जाएंगे. सोचिए 30 दिन, इट्स अ लाइव सेशन. हाँ, और हम कोई न्यूज चैनल नहीं है दोस्तों कि कोई बहुत बड़ा. इमेजिन कि 30 दिन यहां कोई नेटवर्क इशू नहीं. अभी ना हो कि अचानक से गुम. तो 30 दिन कोई नेटवर्क इशू नहीं, ना हमारे एंड पर ना 30 एक्सपर्ट्स के एंड पर. इज दिस अ कोइंसिडेंस? इट्स नॉट अ कोइंसिडेंस. व्हेन यू चूज टू वॉक ऑन द पाथ दैट ही हैज चोजन फॉर यू, you are bound to do wonders, and I'm inviting all of you to do wonders in your life. Imagine this. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, कोई हेल्थ इश्यूज नहीं. ये 30 के 30 दिन शांति से गुजरे. ना कोई खांसी, ना कोई जुकाम, ना मुझे, ना मेरे स्पीकर्स को, ना मेरी टीम को. ये हो क्या रहा है? ये उसकी इच्छा है दोस्तों, उसकी इच्छा है. और अगर उसकी इच्छा है तो ये काम हमने किया. कोई सेल्स नहीं, कोई मार्केटिंग नहीं, कुछ नहीं. हमने कोई फीस चार्ज नहीं की इन 30 दिन के सेशंस की. 30 दिन. आज ये मैं इसको महायज्ञ कह सकता हूं जो आज जिसमें हमने फाइनल आहुति लगाई आज. और दोस्तों कोई फीस इसकी चार्ज नहीं की गई. और करे भी क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे ऐसे स्पीकर्स, ऐसे एक्सपर्ट्स, मैं कहूंगा ये क्रेडिट उन्हें जाता है. They didn't charge anything. Why should I take the credit? They didn't charge anything. They were so kind enough to come and speak for free. They said, Nitin, सुपर पावर सक्सेस समिट बात ज्ञान की है तो हम इसमें सब अपनी अपनी आहुति जरूर लगाएंगे. और उन्होंने लगाई दोस्तों. कोई फीस नहीं, कोई चार्ज नहीं, और हमने आपसे भी कोई चार्ज नहीं लिया. इस पूरे के पूरे 30 दिन में आपने नहीं ऑब्जर्व किया होगा that we tried to sell you anything, we tried to market you anything. Not at all. It was such a pure intention of serving all of you. You are a part of our groups, you are a part of our community. Thank you so very much for choosing us as your partner in your journey. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. विवेकानंद जी ने एक बार कहा था कि किसी की सेवा करो तो घमंड नहीं लेना कि मैंने सेवा करी, उसको थैंक्स कहना कि उसे आपने कि सामने वाले ने आपको सेवा का मौका दिया. तो आप जो ट्यून इन हुए रोज शाम 7 बजे और कल मेरी रिक्वेस्ट पर जो आपने वीडियो सबमिट की, कुछ झलकियां देखिएगा इस सेशन के बाद. एक छोटी सी झलकी है, उनका एक कॉम्बिनेशन हमने बना करके आपके लिए प्रेजेंट करने की कोशिश की है. जरूर देखिएगा. जैसे ही ये सेशन खत्म होगा फीडबैक वीडियो चलेगी दोस्तों आपके लिए. और अभी भी अगर बाई चांस आपने नहीं भेजी है तो भेज दीजिए. मैं जानना चाहता हूं आज और कल जब मैं थोड़ा रिलैक्स करूंगा, थोड़ा ब्रेक लूंगा 30 दिन लगातार इस सेशन के बाद, कल लूंगा आराम से छुट्टी दोस्तों, तब आपके वीडियोस को देखूंगा. आपकी स्क्रीन पर 2 नंबर से इनको सेव कर लीजिए. अपना स्मार्टफोन उठाइए, वीडियो शूट करिए जल्दी से और भेजिए मुझे और बताइए कैसा लगा हमारा ये इनिशिएटिव आपको. अगर आपने वीडियो भेज दी तो थैंक यू सो मच. और अगर नहीं भेजी अभी तक तो करिए ये छोटा सा काम. बताइए हमें, डू यू वांट मी टू कम बैक विद सुपर पावर सक्सेस सीजन 2, Summit Season 2? If the answer is yes, shoot a video and send it to us, and I'm going to ensure that Season 2 is going to be bigger, it's going to be better. I'm going to come back with a bang, and I guarantee that. Yeah, thank you so very much. ये नंबर नोट कर लीजिएगा और भेज दीजिएगा दोस्तों. और मजेदार बात ये रही कि मैंने एक चीज ऑब्जर्व करी समिट पे, मैंने क्या सीखा, मैंने ये सीखा कि आप बोल्ड स्टेप लीजिए। अगर आप बोल्ड स्टेप लेते हैं और आपकी इंटेंशन प्योर है तो वो भी आपका साथ देगा और आपके साथ लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे, आपके साथ लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे। आप सोचिए इस बात को कि आपके साथ वो लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे जो आपकी जर्नी में आपकी मदद कर सकते हैं और करना चाहते हैं। दोस्तों मैंने एक चीज देखी है, इस दुनिया में अच्छे लोग ज्यादा हैं। हम सोचते ना किससे क्या बोलना, वो बुरा करेगा, वो ये करेगा, अच्छे लोग ज्यादा हैं। जब हमने ये बात की थी कि समिट में स्पीकर्स, इतने सारे स्पीकर्स को तो हम ला भी नहीं पाए स्क्रीन पर क्योंकि 30 दिन का समिट था। अगर ये 365 दिन का भी होता ना दोस्तों, तो भी स्पीकर्स इतने ऐसे ऐसे स्पीकर्स जो सामने नहीं आ पाए, लेकिन वो आएंगे और आप भी उनमें से शायद एक हो सकते हैं। तो सेंड करिए मुझे अपनी वीडियोस और मिलिए मुझसे उस वीडियो के माध्यम से, बिकॉज आई वांट टू हियर फ्रॉम यू एंड आई वांट टू मीट यू। वर्चुअली सही मिलेंगे और अगर कहीं फिजिकली मुलाकात हो जाए तो इट्स गोना बी ग्रेट। आई वुड लव टू मीट यू, ऑल ऑफ यू, समडे। थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच वंस अगेन for helping us make this summit a grand success. एक इमोशंस का एक ज्वालामुखी सा फट रहा है कि क्या कहूं और क्या नहीं कहूं। बस इतना ही कहूंगा कि अच्छी चीजें खत्म होती है ताकि उससे भी अच्छी चीजें दोबारा शुरू हो सके। तो इस बात के साथ मैं अलविदा लेता हूं आपसे और जाते जाते एक बात और कहूंगा दोस्तों, आज ही मुझे मौका मिला इंटरव्यू करने का एक ऐसे सन्यासी से जो चेस रिपब्लिक प्रयाग बेस्ड है, इज अ वेस्टर्नर, और आज की तारीख में ही स्पेंडिंग हिज एंटायर लाइफ इन इंडिया, इज डिवोटेड हिज एंटायर लाइफ टू इंडियन वैदिक कल्चर। ही इज हिज होलीनेस भक्ति अर्जव प्रीति वर्धन स्वामी जी। और मैं चाहूंगा कि वो वीडियो इसी चैनल पर आ रहा है, कुछ ही दिनों में वो वीडियो आपको इस चैनल पर दिखेगा, मिस मत करिएगा। ये समझ लीजिएगा कि इसी समिट का एक्सटेंशन है वो वीडियो। दोस्तों उन्होंने बताया है कि इंडियन कल्चर, इंडियन जो एवरीथिंग इंडिया, ही सेड, इज अमेजिंग। चाहे आपका खान पान हो, चाहे आपका कल्चर हो, चाहे आपकी एजुकेशन हो। और उन्होंने कहा कि आई फील पिटी दैट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल इन इंडिया, they look at the West, they think everything which is Western is good, but he said that's not true. और क्या मजेदार इंटरेक्शन किया, मेरी आंखें खोल दी उन्होंने। आई एम श्योर उस इंटरेक्शन से आपकी आंखें खुलेगी। तो अगर चैनल को अभी भी सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो कर लीजिए, बेल आइकन दबा दीजिए कि जैसे ही वो वीडियो जाए आप तक नोटिफिकेशन आ जाए। तो इस समिट के एंड में उस वीडियो को इंट्रोड्यूस करके जा रहा हूं, उसको जरूर देखिएगा। 1-2 दिन के अंदर वो वीडियो चैनल पर होगा, उसको हमने आज ही कंप्लीट किया है। चलिए, with this was probably the longest session that we had and had to be. With this I want to say thank you very much. लेकिन इससे पहले कि मैं जाऊं, मैं आपको जल्दी से मैं इस पूरे थ्रू आउट द सेशन दोस्तों मैं स्क्रीन के सामने रहा, आप मुझसे मिलते रहे, लेकिन क्या आप उससे मिले जो इस कैमरा के पीछे है? मिलना चाहेंगे? लिखिए यस इन द चैट बॉक्स। क्या आप मिलना चाहेंगे उस शख्स से जिसने ये इंश्योर किया कि मेरी आवाज आप तक पहुंचती रहे, मेरी पिक्चर आप तक पहुंचती रहे, कोई डिस्टर्बेंस ना हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो? ऐसा एक शख्स जिसने इंश्योर किया कि मैं तो सिर्फ कह रहा हूं। दोस्तों ये पीछे का जो टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट देखना ये आसान नहीं है। चलिए आपको मिलवाता हूं और जल्दी से लिख दीजिएगा चैट बॉक्स में ऑसम। आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू मीट माय फ्रेंड, द मैन बिहाइंड द कैमरा, द वन एंड ओनली, द सुपर ऑसम मेंबर ऑफ माय टीम। ही इज द ठाकुर साहब एज आई कॉल हिम। He is Sachin Thakur, और इनको भी say hi Sachin. All righty. तो दोस्तों इनकी वजह से ही ये समिट इतना स्मूथली और इतने अच्छे से हो पाया है। सो एक बार जल्दी से इनके लिए भी ऑसम कह दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में। इनका नाम है सचिन ठाकुर और ये वो ठाकुर है जिनके 2 नहीं 4 हाथ है। दोस्तों ये बहुत कुछ मैनेज कर रहे हैं। थैंक यू सो मच माय फ्रेंड, थैंक यू वेरी मच। और पता नहीं अगर ये हमारी दूसरी टीम मेंबर जो बैकएंड देख रही है, आपके कमेंट्स को देख रही है, आपके इन सब चीजों को देख रही है, अगर वो मुझे अपना फेस दिखाए बैक स्टेज, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि रिद्धिमा कपूर भी स्क्रीन पर आए और हेलो कहे सबसे। कपूर साहब, देयर यू गो। तो दोस्तों मिलिए इनसे, ही हमारी टीम मेंबर रिद्धिमा कपूर, जिन्होंने इंश्योर किया ये पूरा सेशन स्मूथली जाए। धन्यवाद कपूर साहब।
थैंक यू।
तो दोस्तों ये थे कपूर साहब जो पूरा बैकएंड मैनेज कर रहे थे। इन्होंने पूरा जो आपके चैट्स हैं, जो बैनर्स है, जो स्टार्टिंग है, जो एंडिंग है, जो स्पीकर्स के साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन है, ये सारा का सारा जो बैकएंड कोऑर्डिनेशन हैंडल किया, वो हैंडल किया रिद्धिमा कपूर ने। दोस्तों अगर जैसा आपको ढंग से पता होगा इस बात का कि महाभारत में एक तरफ तो कौरवों की सेना थी जिसके साथ थी कृष्ण की नारायणी सेना, और दूसरी तरफ सिर्फ 5 पांडव। 5 पांडव ही बहुत है, 5 टीम मेंबर ही बहुत है। अगर आप कुछ बड़ा करना चाहते हैं, कुछ अच्छा करना चाहते हैं और पूरे दिल से करते हैं, तो ऐसे 5 पांडव आपकी जिंदगी में जरूर आ जाते हैं। मैं बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों का नाम भी लेना चाहता हूं जाते जाते आज, जिन्होंने इस समिट को सक्सेसफुल बनाया। हरप्रीत ने इसे सक्सेसफुल बनाया। ये सारी डिजाइनिंग जो आप देख रहे हैं, ये उन्हीं की हुई है दोस्तों। और ये जो बुक्स आप मेरे बैकग्राउंड में देखते हैं पूरे 30 दिन से, ये वो सारे स्पीकर्स थे जो इन सेशंस में आए, ये वो ऑथर्स हैं जो आए और उन्होंने अपने नॉलेज आपके साथ शेयर की। बहुत से ऐसे नाम है जो गुमनाम है, जिनके नाम ले पाना शायद संभव भी नहीं है, जिन्होंने इस समिट को संभव किया। And I really want to thank everybody. Back home, my wife was sitting right here with me, and I really want to thank her as well because she was also, she inspired me. She motivated me. When I was not able to do it last year, she said, "You got to do it this year. You got to do it." Do you want to come in and say her? Well, I'm sure you already know her. She's pretty active on the channel. Dosto, thank you so very much. And everybody, मैंने आपका नाम लिया या नहीं लिया, आप भी जानते हो और मैं भी जानता हूं कि ये समिट आपकी वजह से हुआ और आपके कंट्रीब्यूशन से हुआ। सो थैंक यू सो मच। आई वांट टू से थैंक यू सो मच टू एवरीबॉडी who made this summit, this mega initiative a success and gave us an opportunity to serve the community. Thank you so much. Take care. और जरूर सुन लीजिएगा वो गाना जो मैंने आपसे कहा। अलविदा लेता हूं दोस्तों, जल्दी फिर मिलूंगा। गुड बाय।
30 days, 30 speakers, 30 national level speakers, and they are expert in their particular field.
All the session from day one till today, I loved it. It inspired me so much.
Thanks for organizing Superpower.
Delighted to express my thanks to Nitin sir and the entire team of Adyan Books for organizing this 30-day mega event called Superpower.
आपने अभी ये जो वेबिनार, ये जो एक प्रोग्राम रखा था 30 दिन का, वो वाकई में बहुत ही अच्छा था, बहुत वाकई में बहुत ही हेल्पफुल रहा।
It was a habit to tune it for the Superpower Success Summit at 7 p.m. every day.
We are waiting 7 to 8 every day in the evening.
सबने एक पॉइंट को इतने अच्छे व्यू से बताया।
Manifestation to failure. I understood how a person can fail and then become a success.
I listen to your video every day, louder. It drops a lot of energy. My morning starts at 5 a.m. and then I start with the prayer. What BSR Rathore sir has taught.
Programs daily, regularly, and you have conducted these programs for 1 hour.
इस दिन तक वो लोग आए, इंडिविजुअली सबको ने हमको नॉलेज बांटा, अपना एक्सपीरियंस बांटा, अपने पास जो कुछ था वो हम सबको
It
बांटा।
was very much motivational and helpful in the daily life, work, business, and all. Even health
It
also.
was fantastic and enjoyed all the programs.
I have become die-hard fan of all the 3 super ladies. Iravati Harshi ma'am, Sonu Singh ma'am, and Deepika Kumar ma'am.
30 दिन का कमिटमेंट था, ये बहुत ही अमेजिंग था।
And I understood many things about writing, how to write, how to manifest, and how to keep
मुझे
relationships.
आपके सेशन बहुत ही अच्छे लगे, विशेषकर अजय जी का
We
सेशन।
have covered almost most of the topic, which was very well delivered by the.
It is such a powerful summit that I could change my mind.
सारे सत्र फ्री में कर रहे हैं, ये एक बहुत बड़ी समाज के लिए सेवा कर रहे हैं। आपका मंगल हो।
से बढ़कर एक स्पीकर्स pouring out all their knowledge freely. It's amazing.
Really
Awesome.
impacted my life as I got insights into many topics.
दिन तक स्पीकर को 1 by 1 बुलाना, कोऑर्डिनेट करना और ऐसे अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट में हमें नॉलेज बांटना, ये बहुत कम लोग करते हैं.
Summit for 30 days is very appreciating to develop our society.
And request organize such thing once again.
मैं चाहूँगा कि आगे भी इस तरह के प्रोग्राम्स आपकी तरफ से लोगों को मिलते रहे.
इसी इवेंट आप लोग ही कर सकते हो.
I feel blessed to be the part of 30 days Super Summit.
ऐसी इवेंट्स कंटिन्यू चलती रहे ताकि हम जैसे लोगों को और ज्ञान मिलता रहे और हमें एक्सपीरियंस मिलता रहे.
I'm very grateful to you because I learned a lot.
And it helped me to see again and again. Sometime also I noted many.
You have brought all the stars from the galaxy on the stage firmament. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Nitin sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.